Hello and welcome to Quilt Addicts Anonymous. I'm Stephanie Stebbing. We've got some new products for you here today to show you. We have some sampler bundles from Alison Glass and some sampler bundles from Alexander Henry. That includes some gas leads in them and some Halloween. It's really cute. And we have a brand new Triangle Masterclass quilt kit that's for Raspberry Sherbet. And that is using Ruby Star Society. That comes with a course that you can take for free on Quilt Addicts Anonymous Academy. The website for that is academy.quiltaddictsanonymous.com, and the quilt kit contains everything you need in order to work on your triangles and get them absolutely perfect. I love seeing the emails from folks who take that course and really just perfect their triangles and are so happy with the results. So let's get in and take a look at some of these new fabrics. So we are calling these sampler bundles because it's a mix of fabrics from multiple collections, but it's a really good representation of these designers. So if you're looking to boost your stash, or maybe you've used some of it and you wish you hadn't, you want it back, this is a good chance to get it. We also have some yardage available of these prints, and then of course we've got the bundle ready for you. So we have some really pretty low volume ones to start with. This one is white with line drawings that are kind of a hot pink. This one is from Sunprint. I remember absolutely loving this collection. It's got an octopus and then also some mermaids that are line drawn out and what looks like bubbles and sea flowers. So absolutely fabulous, and it all has kind of a purple hue to the line drawings. We've got another low volume. This one is purple as well, but more true purple, whereas the other one is more fuchsia purple. Again, lots of lines, some arrows in there, a few other shapes. Really great for a nice low volume background to your quilts. You can definitely mix and match this and still have everything stand out beautifully. This one also very low volume with lots of fun shapes. We've got arrows, stars, diamonds, crosses. It's really a paper airplane. It's a bunch of things. They're all really cute, and again, great low volume to add to your collection. Now we're starting to get into the ones that read a little bit more grayish for the background. This one has a pattern within its background. It's white with some sort of grayish stars, and then we have a teal line drawing on top of that of birds, bees, and some quilting stars. This line drawing is on a huge scale, and you can use it big or you can cut it up small and just use it as a low volume print. It again has more of that ivory background instead of the true white, and it has a green line art to it. This one has a lot of the shapes that Alison Glass has really been known for throughout the years. We have our octopus tentacles, we have our moss, we have birds throughout, the stars we've seen in other places. It's really pretty, and then we have a nice green line art to that. This one is really on a very small scale, and we have line art of yellow, and again, it's all the things that Alison Glass has been known for throughout the years. There's scissors, there's strawberries, there's the moss, you name it, it is in here, even a cupcake, and it's really cute. This one is also really fun. We're kind of seeing like a seascape town, and it's all line art in orange. And we're going to wrap up the low volume ones with this really pretty moth one. The majority of it is kind of a damask printed background, but every once in a while you have this really bright moth that has the Andover Fabrics logo on it and also Alison Glass. So it is really gorgeous, really fun. Alright, so that was all the low volume ones that's included in the Alison Glass sampler. Now we're including all of her really saturated prints. So if you had an idea for a quilt where you wanted to do a scrappy background, this is a really good opportunity for that, because every single one of these is going to contrast really nicely with the background, but all of the colors that are in the background for that low volume line art are also in these prints here. So it's going to be really pretty. I would just like get the whole thing and call this your background and call this your fat quarters and do something fabulous with it. We're starting off with some crosses here with a nice gray tone. And then we're going to hit the rest of the rainbow. We've seen this print before in the low volume section. This one is all very pink background. It's kind of like bubblegum pink with a couple shades darker for the line art. Really gorgeous. This one has a lot of sewing notions to it. We have needle, we've got scissors, we've got a thimble, we've got a quilt block here. It's really a fun one to do, and this will make a really pretty quilt. We saw this one too in the low volume. This one is very light purple with a little bit darker purple for the line art. Really pretty. Here are our bees, birds, and stars again, this time in a nice lighter lilac-y purple. It's actually brighter than lilac, but that's as close as what I can describe it. It really is fun. We've seen this print a couple of times. This is the one that has some sewing notions in it, as well as Alison Glass's motifs that she's really well known for. This is a really saturated blue, and we're actually going lighter for the line art on this one. This one has a lot of direction signs as line work, and we have a really saturated green here with a lighter color for our line work. It's really very saturated and it's going to look good when we pair it with all these others. The green is actually really similar to the green that we're seeing in the line work here, so it's going to coordinate very well. Here we have our Seascape Town again, this time in a really saturated green, and it again matches the line work of some of our low volume prints as well. Here we have a print that's kind of a cross between green and yellow, and it really works very well. These are not the prints that people gravitate toward, but it really provides a great pop when you use it as part of your quilt, and again coordinates great with all of our green fabrics in here. We had Alison Glass on a podcast that we used to host a long time ago before podcasts were as popular as they are today. And I remember her saying that like puke green and puke yellow are super important colors that nobody like gravitates toward but are essential. And this is one of those. But when we include it with all of our greens and with our line art that has green in it, it really, really works and it really, really pops, and it's actually going to read kind of gold. So do not shy away from using this print. It is a fabulous color and you need it in your quilt. We've got our Seascape again, this time in yellow. And we are going to wrap it up with all of our teeny tiny line art, this time in a piece that it's definitely orange, but it also has like strawberry undertones and a little bit of pink almost. It really is a fun color. And it also matches perfectly with our Seascape over here that has the low volume. So this all comes as one Alison Glass sampler bundle. But you definitely can use this all in one quilt. You could have a nice scrappy background and then use these as all your focal prints for your fat quarters. Really make something fun because all these are meant to coordinate and go beautifully together. These colors are the same. 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 Same, 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 and same. So you really can use all of these together. They're going to play really nice together and make an absolutely beautiful quilt that's going to look like you have a really great Alison Glass stash, but really we were able to combine a few things from a couple of different collections for you to be able to make something pretty. Next up, we're going to take a look at our Alexander Henry sampler bundle. This one's much smaller. It's only 6 fat quarters. We do have some yardage available as well. This one is a really fun one. They are off on some trip, but it looks like we have a vampire on the road and some other nefarious creatures, and they all look very unpleased to be a part of this. Next up, we have some angry hornets who are looking for some pollen so they can make honey. And they're buzzing around and they look very unhappy to be seeing you. Next up, we have some trees in fall, and these mauve color tones along with some orangey mustard yellow and green in here are just really pretty. This one is gorgeous even if you're not an Alexander Henry fan. Here we've got some suitcases, old-fashioned looking, stacked up and ready to go on a trip. And now we have some Halloween. I mean, all Alexander Henry kind of looks Halloween, but this one is specifically Halloween. We've got all of our skeletons and they are ready to party. And we're going to wrap it up with a nice pumpkin skeleton combo. We have all of our pumpkins with art on them. We have our skeletons that are cleaning up. There are lonely heads. This one's got a pumpkin head. And then we have some ghouls running around, some scary guys in top hats and coats. Alexander Henry at his absolute best. Alright, so you can grab the Alexander Henry sampler bundle. We also have yardage available of some of the prints, so make sure you check out that out at shop.quiltaddictsanonymous.com. And we are going to wrap it up with some new Ruby Star Society that we have created some quilt kits to go with our Triangle Masterclass with. So our Triangle Masterclass is a free series you guys can watch over at academy.quiltaddictsanonymous.com. We take you through everything you need to know to make half square triangles, quarter square triangles, double pinwheels and flying geese from squares, and also make sure that all of your points end up exactly where they need to be. We also have specific lessons on how I pin to make sure everything ends up where it should be with those points, how I assemble my quilt block, how to do a mitered corner, and we have a bonus lesson on how I quilted it using ruler work as well. This is a really fun course to take. It is absolutely free. If you get a quilt kit from us, then you also can get the pattern for free. And all of the supplies are available at shop.quiltaddictanonymous.com. The videos are available for free at academy.quiltaddictanonymous.com. This is a brand new website that we have created, and we have all of our quilting courses over there. There are more than 100 quilting classes that you can take. Some of them are free, like the Triangle Masterclass. Some of them are paid. So it's just a way for you guys to get to learn to quilt a little bit better, really master your skill set. And if you take one of the free courses and you think this is awesome, you know, we would love it if you came back and learned a skill for one that was paid as well, because that helps us continue to bring you more and beautiful fabric and more tutorials. So for this course, we are using Raspberry Sherbet. That's a pattern I developed specifically to teach this course, and it uses all of the units that we're going to be learning how to make perfectly. And so that way you're not just learning how to do something, you're going to have an actual project at the end to show off what you learned. We like to do new kits every once in a while, so that way you guys have some options for what you are going with, and you know what it's going to look like when it's done, because we have a digital quilt image to send off with you, and it also goes inside of your kit. All right, so let's take a look and take a peek at the fabric. We are looking from Lil by Kimberly Kight from Ruby Star Society. So Lil is also a nickname that we occasionally talk to or call my daughter Lily, but most of the time we call her by her full name. So this one is cute. There are some little bits on it. There are stars and diamonds that are pink and orange, and it's on a pink background. This one is really cute as well. We have some orange apples on a pink background, and then we have all the flowering buds around as well, but it's arranged in a very geometric pattern that makes it great for using within a quilt. We've got another tiny print here. Now I'm actually also taking a course myself on how to make doll clothes better. One of the things they talk about is scale, and how you want to make sure when you're doing something for a teeny tiny doll that you make sure you choose a teeny tiny print so that it makes sense, because we might want to use a print this size for our bodies, but we would need one this size for a little body. So this would also make great doll dresses, little girl dresses, and now is the time of year to do it with as fun as it is outside. This substrate too is lighter and more drapier than Modus typical substrate. It really has good drapeability to it, so I think it would work fabulously in garments. This fabric is designed to look like tiny ribbons. We have white going through it with the teeny flowers, but then we also have alternating of our orange and our pink going through here, and they have little frills on the side like they're little ribbons that have been stitched down. If you've been to Target recently, you know that these kinds of prints are in right now. And while I probably wouldn't wear it on my body, I would love it in my quilt. It looks like a really pretty quilted up star. It's gorgeous. You could fussy cut this, or you can just cut it and let it be wherever it is. Either way, you can make something fun with it. Here is that tiny little flower again, this time in orange. This one is a white on white, but it doesn't feel like a white on white. It feels like they started with a white print and then they dyed it with a sort of beige, not quite beige, but then off-white to go around it. So the flowers themselves are super white, but it doesn't have like the spray on that they use for the ink for the white on white, so it feels very soft. This is what we're using for the background on our Triangle Masterclass kit. If you get it as a fat quarter bundle, then this is included as one of the fat quarters. Now we're kind of headed into the blues. This one, instead of the pink and orange, we're going to be more looking at blue and maroon as we go through this. Here is our ribbon print again. This one you can really see the ribbons really clearly because we have all of our little bold scallops going along those ribbon sides. Here's our tiny star and diamond print again. We have our tiny florals. This time the orange and pink really pop against that deep blue. These are even teenier and tinier florals, and again that orange really pops against that dark blue. Here's that apple print again, this time with pink apples and a little bit of pink, blue, and orange flowers. We've got our trendy geometric star, this time in a blue colorway. And we're going to wrap it up with a teeny tiny floral. This one looks really deep in color. If you're going to use this as like a doll outfit or something, this would make a great skirt because it would really like anchor it down because it looks so deep and dark. Really gorgeous print. So that is Lil from Ruby Star Society. You can get a fat quarter bundle, you can get yardage, you can get the Raspberry Sherbet quilt kit and take the Triangle Masterclass course. This is how it looks when it arrives to you. There will also be a digital image of the quilt so you can get an idea of what it's supposed to look like. And again, we've got that really white print for our background. And I love it when we can use a print from the line for the background. It really just ties everything together really nicely. And like I said, the drapeability and the substrate of this is different than Moda's normal fabric. Ruby Star Society is produced by Moda, but the girls who run it, the women who run it, let's be honest, the women who run it, they have really strong ideas of what they want and what they want to bring to the modern quilting world. So this substrate, while it's going to work great for quilts, it also is going to work great for any clothing items that you might want to wear for yourself, for your kids, your grandkids, or even doll clothes. All of these little teeny tiny prints are the perfect size for doll clothes. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I think you guys are really going to love it. All right, you can grab everything that you saw in today's video over at shop.quiltaddictsanonymous.com. Until next time, happy quilting.